And good Thursday evening, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Pettit, Clint Smith here at Paul Post Fieldhouse in Sallisaw as we bring you wrestling action between the Northside Grizzlies and the Sallisaw Black Diamonds. The junior high wrestlers just finished up what was an extended match, but they're all finished up, and the high school guys out there ready to go. This will be Sallisaw's second match of the night as they defeated Southside earlier this evening. So it's a great night here for wrestling. You see Sallisaw head coach Darrell Hume down in there somewhere. He is getting his squad ready to go. And then, of course, Northside over here. We should have a few good matchups here. We're looking over some of the matchups, and I don't see any forfeits as far as the dual sheet as we're seeing here. Looks like we're going to have matches at 113 all the way to 152, and then we'll skip 160 and 170, go to 182 and 195. Of course, finish out with the heavyweight guys. So it's been a great night of action here so far, and we're glad you're joining us here from Paul Post Fieldhouse in Sallisaw. It's getting cold outside, so glad everyone is watching along with us wherever you're watching. So we're going to step aside real quick and take a few commercial breaks and be right back from Paul Post Fieldhouse.
A to Z Variety in Fort Smith, Arkansas, your one-stop for endless options for home decor, furnishings, and more. Shop our wide selection of area rugs, curtains, beds, sofas, mattresses, dining tables, and much, much more. Grab a gift or two while you're here, and don't forget to check out our selection of gifts, apparel, and accessories. A to Z Variety Store, 479-434-5620. Come see us just off Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith.
Whether you are a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor, Taylor Rental has the equipment you need when and where you need it. We carry a large selection of landscape equipment, power tools, lifts, loaders, excavators, and more. Taylor Rental is also your local retailer and service center for Hustler, Husqvarna, and Woods products. From rental to sales, from service to parts, we are Sallisaw's one-stop resource for all your indoor and outdoor projects. Taylor Rentals at 2510 South Kerr Boulevard. Find us online at arklahomarental.com.
How do you measure success? In points? In wins? Or trophies? At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in how we support our communities, in being there when you need us most, and the occasional trophy.
Back Tower's going to run it into the end zone. Another Black Diamond touchdown. Back Tower's second.
At Charlie's Chicken, you can expect a delicious variety of freshly fried chicken complemented by over 10 home-style side options along with delicious desserts. Enjoy daily specials or a signature combo meal like Charlie's famous chicken chunks. Still want more? Their lunch and evening buffets are served 7 days a week and filled with all your favorites. For those on the go, drop by Charlie's drive-thru window and ask about catering too. Warning, chicken's so good, it'll knock your socks off. Charlie's Chicken in Sallisaw, 720 West Cherokee Avenue.
Earn max interest on your money with Max Checking from National Bank of Sallisaw. Now paying the rate of the year, 2.018%. Plus free debit card, e-statements, online bill pay, unlimited check writing, and more. Get the rate of the year, 2.018%, with Max Checking from National Bank of Sallisaw. Come see us today and see what unparalleled customer service is all about. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Paul Post Fieldhouse in Sallisaw as we have regional wrestling action for you between Sallisaw and Northside. Two programs completely opposite. I wouldn't say completely. Sallisaw been around forever. Northside still relatively new to wrestling. As folks, if you don't know this, these wrestling duels, they travel at the beat of their own drum, ladies and gentlemen. There's no, other than the periods, no time with wrestling, and they love it that way. So they told us it would be a few minutes before the match has started. That was about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. So it's all time's relative in wrestling.
Yeah, they it's all like we mentioned. It's kind of like a chess match, and I don't know if it's sometimes they'll have different wrestlers at different weights, and they won't announce which one's going to wrestle until the last second. But the wrestlers are still out there warming up. I think they're ready to go. I think we're kind of just waiting on the coaches to come out here and get lined up. They've stopped the music here playing about 3 times. I think they missed their cue.
Yeah, that's usually a hint. But
they listen. These guys don't care. They're here. They're in for a long night too here at Sallisaw because the Paul Post tournament starts tomorrow. A big tournament, 16 teams, and so they have to set up for that once they're done with this. So it's going to be a long night for these guys and these coaches, and we're hopefully going to get started here very, very soon. Again, we're just kind of at the mercy of what's going on here, but we will tell you that earlier tonight, Sallisaw defeated Southside, and so this will be their second match of the night. And see Coach Hume we see Coach Hume down here, Coach Darrell Hume, the head coach of Sallisaw. He's the man that runs the show here, and I think he's about to head over to the press table to get things going here. Hopefully we'll get this wrestling duel underway. Again, Northside are relatively new to wrestling, but that doesn't mean they don't have some good guys that are going to challenge Sallisaw, who has a couple of guys back from a state qualifying last year. Caleb Harris is one. He'll wrestle at the 120 weight class.
That's right, and then you've got Alec Capehart was one win away from qualifying for state last year for the Black Diamonds as well.
Yeah, 138. As Coach Hume is making his way to the table, he's going to grab that microphone, and we'll see. He's going to probably announce the matches here. So let's turn it over to Coach Hume. All right, you hear Coach Hume. He tells me he used to be a car salesman, so that's why he's such a good talker.
I believe that.
Yeah, he's such a great guy, Coach Hume. Good to see him still here. I think he took over the year, I think it was 1998 he said he took over, so that's a long time to be a wrestling coach here.
He's coached up a lot of state champions in his time.
That he sure has. So we're about to get underway here, but there's a 106 double forfeit, so no points will be awarded for either team. Our first matchup will be Hazer Pruitt against Ivan G. We apologize. We don't have Ivan's last name. We looked everywhere, and all it was Ivan G.
Ivan G.
Maybe that's what he goes by. It doesn't matter as long as he gets out there and wrestles. That's what it's all about. You heard Coach Hume there mention the Paul Post tournament. On Saturday, they're going to start at 11 and not take any breaks. So that, with the weather, everyone kind of scared of the weather. And it's maybe not so much here, but there's teams coming from all over the state and even from Arkansas. And that's more what we're concerned about. As we get underway here, these two young men, I haven't weighed 113 pounds in I don't know how long, Clint.
I think I was in about fourth grade.
Yeah, me too. But these guys here, really, I think Hazer is a freshman. We know for sure. These two guys kind of feeling out as see Ivan try to shoot on Hazer, and Hazer with the block.
Yeah, Hazer trying to fight him off here, trying not to let him gain an advantage.
That's what it's all about. 2-minute periods in high school wrestling, 3 2-minute periods, I should say. Points are awarded for several ways, and we'll try to, anytime it happens, we'll explain it to you how it works. Actually, more Clint will explain it to you.
We'll do our best.
But I'm kind of getting used to it here. As we're halfway through the first period, scoreless. These two young men just not giving up, giving an inch. And that's, you get at this level, and as you see an escape there.
Yeah, there you see Ivan gaining control and scoring 2 points. So Ivan in control, trying to break him back down, get him back down on that mat. Good job by Mr. Pruitt fighting him off.
Yeah, these two guys very well evenly matched here.
Yeah, two long, lanky, lean guys here.
Yeah, definitely very similar, and they're trying to, again, you see, just trying to gain leverage. Again, I always say this because I didn't know this when I first started watching wrestling, but you only have to pin the shoulders. They have to lay down flat. That's it. There's no 3 count like Hulk Hogan style wrestling. This is totally different ball game here.
Once they're parallel to the mat.
That's exactly what. Looked like Ivan was trying for that, but he ran out of time.
Yeah, he finally got him broke down and was trying to get that shoulder turned, but saved by the bell was Hazer Pruitt there. So they're going to, let's see, Pruitt going to take the down position here. Going to try and earn that escape point.
Trying to tie this match up.
You'll see him try to get up quickly, try to get to his feet, and try to break free of his opponent and score himself a point.
But nice job by Ivan to keep that from happening.
Yeah, Ivan all over him here, just not letting him get to his feet at all.
A little bit of a half Nelson there, trying to work him down.
Pruitt fought back to his feet momentarily, but he's fighting again, trying to earn that escape point.
But again, Ivan just great leverage there from Ivan, and from his knees, able to get him back down onto the mat and prevent Pruitt from getting those 2 points. I'll just kind of
these guys
working, and it looks they will flip. He can flip him over onto his shoulders just like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about leverage and momentum, and now we have a Tried to throw him in a full Nelson.
Yeah, and that's deemed a potentially dangerous move there, so they will break him and reset him here.
So halfway through the second period, our first match at 1:13. As again, Pruitt unable to escape. They gave him a point.
Yeah, he ended up getting his escape point, but
awfully close. And now we have yet another stoppage for like a full Nelson again.
Yeah, so they're going to go ahead and award Pruitt a point for that.
So now we're tied.
Because they'll break it for a potentially dangerous move, and they have a list of things that they'll look for on that, and then they'll also, you can't lock your hands.
Okay.
Now you can when you're trying to prevent the escape, but once you're down on the mat like that and you're locked in a move, you can't clasp your hands. You can't lock your hands.
Gotcha.
So they'll break them apart for that as well and reset them.
See, Ivan trying to roll him over on his shoulders. He got the leverage here, but
yeah, just
Pruitt fighting it off.
Yeah, Pruitt showing some strength, fighting his opponent off here. If he can hang on for a few more seconds and make his way to the third period.
Looks like we're going to do just that. We're going to go to the third, tied at 2 apiece.
It was a hard-fought match between these guys.
These two guys came ready to wrestle now. And now, of course, Ivan will now go.
Yeah, he'll take the down position here.
In the down position, yes.
A good opportunity for him to try to earn that escape point. Well, you saw him to his feet quickly, but Pruitt on him quickly. They did, so they'll award a point. So
they're going to give him 2. Since that's I gave him 1 on the last one, I guess it's kind of a warning.
Right.
Now we're tied again.
So that's going to tie it up. So, boy, this is going to go down to the wire here.
And Pruitt will have the down position with a chance to get some points.
Pruitt quickly to his feet.
But,
not for long, though.
Ivan throws him down. Keeps the lock, still trying to get the escape. Oh, he's not going to give that up. Approaching a minute to go here in the third period. Again, if we're tied after 3, we go to a overtime.
We'll go to overtime period, correct.
Now we have a stoppage.
Yeah, we're going to.
For an injury.
You get 5 minutes of injury stoppage, or a lot of the time what you'll see is if someone gets cut or scraped, if there's any bleeding going on, you'll see a lot of bloody noses in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Get the back of the opponent's head, come up and hit you in the nose or something like that. You see a lot of that, and you have 5 minutes total for the match, and if you can't get your injury or bleeding, what have you, under control, then you'll forfeit the match. So they'll keep track of that. Referee will keep track of that independently.
See Coach Hume out there with Pruitt, and also Northside's Coach Schaefer out there as well. I love the sportsmanship there. It looks like Pruitt's going to be okay. Man, they got a cramp or something, Charlie horse or something.
Torqued that knee a little bit, maybe.
I got one just watching it, so I can completely understand. As Pruitt is trying to get the escape here, under a minute to go.
Yeah, an escape would give him the lead in the match here with under a minute to go.
But he goes out of bounds, so we'll retry it.
You'll see Pruitt try to get to his feet quickly here. Unable to do so. Ivan just all over him.
I mean, again, 1 point could win this.
There it is.
And he gives it up. Gives him the 1 point now.
Now he's going to try for a takedown here to win it. Is what his plan was of letting him go.
Risky move by Northside's Ivan G, and he's looking to shoot. He does, but it's blocked by Pruitt. And now Pruitt
just got
to
hang on
over.
Here.
23 seconds. Not an exciting first match. No points for a takedown yet. You see the ref with his hands to the sides saying everything's gravy now. 10 seconds.
Yeah, if he can just hang on here for 10 more seconds. Because if Ivan can get around and get behind him, then he'll score some points for regaining control.
He's not going to do it, though. Pruitt's going to get the 1 point victory, 5-4. I like the strategy by Ivan.
Yeah, he was confident in his ability to get that takedown, so that's what he went with, but ran out of time.
Yeah, you're right. He ran out of time. He had him. Nice defense by Pruitt.
Hard-fought match by those guys, though. Those guys are both just exhausted and gave it all they had.
Now, Caleb Harris coming up for Sallisaw. Again, he was a state qualifier last year. And then we have Tyreek G for Northside.
Kind of little different matchup here. Harris, a little more short, compact guy. Tyreek there, he's a longer, lanky,
taller kid.
lean guy.
Both these kids, and of course all these wrestlers, phenomenal shape.
Oh, yeah, not an ounce of fat on
the workouts
any of
these guys do are just unbelievable. These two guys kind of filling each other out.
These guys both look like they're really quick.
Harris, nice. Going for the takedown, but
of course, Harris
gets it.
Harris, a very experienced wrestler. He's a senior.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, he's a state qualifier, so he's he's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, he's been out here for a while as a freshman all the way up to now, and he's the leader of this team. I mean, one of the leaders of the team. Himself and Hunter Williams. Of course, Hunter out tonight for Sallisaw. He was another state qualifier, but he's been dealing with some injuries. You see Caleb really trying to go for the pin here. Now we have the count. And what's the ref counting there?
He's counting how many seconds for potential near fall points.
Gotcha.
Because if you can get their shoulders at a 45-degree angle to the mat or less, and then depending on how his counts, so he awarded 3 points there because he had a 3 counts for the amount of time that he held his shoulders at a 45-degree angle or less to the mat.
There you go.
Which is termed a near fall.
Now he's going for the whole pin as Harris now. Still 33 seconds. You see more time being counted, which means he's getting those near fall points. This is a tough matchup for Tyreek of the Grizzlies. Again, there it is, a pin.
Yeah,
nice match there by both those guys. But Harris showing why he is a state qualifier.
Yeah, so that'll
getting the victory. But a nice job there by Tyreek. Again, anytime you go up against a state qualifier, you see, and I love this. Look at Coach Hume talking to Tyreek and
coaching him up a little bit.
You know, again, Northside, whenever they were starting their wrestling program, relied on Sallisaw a lot. Kind of, came over here and talked to him, and you can tell that there's a lot of mutual respect between these two programs as we have Payson Dotson for Sallisaw against Sutton Edens, a junior for Northside, at the 126 weight. And Payson and Dotson, they're going to rule that one out.
Yeah, so Payson, a freshman.
For the Black Diamonds. Yeah, Sallisaw normally, they're really, really good, but this year young, and they're still good, but they're a very, very young team. Coach Hume would tell you it's probably his youngest team he's ever had here.
Yeah, they're young, and they don't have quite the numbers this year that they ordinarily have as well.
But I talked to Coach Hume, not worried about that. He said, between injuries, it was just a bad year. They have their middle school and grade school programs are completely full, so he's not worried about that one bit at all. So we're about 40 seconds into this one. Dotson got the 2 points and has the early lead.
Yeah, Dotson here in control, trying to get something set up. Just working, trying to get something set up here.
Can these pinfalls happen so quick?
Got to work to half Nelson there for a minute, but was unable to hold it.
It can. We talked about it earlier. You can make one little mistake early in a period, and then boom, you're trying to catch up with it the rest of the time. And I think that's what's happening here with Sutton Edens. He made one little mistake, and Payson Dotson's making him pay for it. Got all the advantage now.
Yeah, Payson bringing him back inbounds. Edens was trying to work his way over to the out-of-bounds area, but we're going to get some stoppage time here. I think we've may have a nosebleed. You see that a lot. It's those guys fighting, they'll throw their head back, what have you, and catch their opponent in the nose. So they're gonna get him doctored up over there, almost like a cut man over there in boxing.
Yeah, gotta have it ready to go, and you can see they're prepared for it.
So yeah, like we said earlier, the referee will keep track of the stoppage time, and you've got a total of 5 minutes throughout the match.
So Looks like he's going to be all right. And, you're right. That does happen a lot. These kids are out there, a ton of momentum and a ton of leverage, and you lose grip, and boom, elbows just go anywhere.
Yeah, you can catch a head, a head to the nose, or an elbow, a knee, anything.
Yet another reason I didn't wrestle. These dudes are tough. Now.
They are indeed.
So about to get back underway.
So we're going to see Sutton Edens here take the down position. Referee making sure that there was no blood on the mat. I think he's going to clean it up just a little bit.
Again, the Paul Post tournament gets underway tomorrow here in Sallisaw. Northside part of that. There's a total of 16 teams, I believe Coach Hume was saying, at least. And again, with these wrestling tournaments, you may have some people show up you didn't even know, and they're going to let them come. So, but again, with the weather been looking a little tricky on Saturday, things may go off. So if you were planning to come to Paul Post to watch the finals or some of the rounds on Saturday, definitely want to get here about 11 o'clock is when they're going to start. They're not going to take any breaks. They're going to go straight through. So some of the teams, I think there's some teams from eastern and western Oklahoma going to be here. So that's kind of where they're expecting some of the bad weather.
Typically, there's some from up north even that'll come, Locust Grove, Jay, up around that area that'll make the trip down.
So we're about to end this first period 2-0 in favor of Dotson. And this is the 126 match.
Dotson determined to not give up the escape point here in the last seconds, but he did.
He does not. So we're going to go after one. Well, they gave him the 1 point.
So it'll be 2-1. Couldn't quite hang on there in the last seconds of that first period to avoid giving up the escape point.
So Sutton Edens, will take the down position.
Nope, going to get a false start.
A false start.
Tried to bail out of there.
That was you're trying to get it.
Yeah.
Everything you can get.
You're trying to time that whistle is what you're trying to do.
Much like an offensive lineman trying to get an extra step. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Dotson doing a great job here.
And just like you get in football or anything else, some of these officials will they really like their false start penalties too. You may see a dozen of them in a match, and then some of them, like this is the first one we've seen from him.
Yep, so let them wrestle a little. And these two guys very evenly matched. We've seen Sallisaw with the 9-0 lead.
Yeah, Dotson trying to get things worked around here and gain some advantage.
Swansea Ball might have a chance for a pin, but nice.
Fought off of his back there. Good job.
Yeah, so Sutton Edens with a great job there for the Grizzlies.
Oh, now it's
a rollover. Payson's got him, and he gets the
pin.
That. Wow, what a move by Payson Dotson, the freshman. But a nice battle by Sutton Edens of Northside. And Sallisaw takes an even bigger lead as we move on down to the 132 match. And we're going to have the official match here at 132, and then we're going to have an exhibition match, which will not count towards any points.
Yeah, both teams have two guys at this weight class. So we're going to see Logan McCauley here.
Of the Black Diamonds.
For the Diamonds, and I believe this is, to be honest with you, I don't know.
I think it's Marcos. That is Marcos out there. Because the exhibition will feature a young lady, Janessa, who is a young lady, which we'll talk more about girls in wrestling because that's becoming very, very popular in this area. Some of the local schools have already implemented it. And it's getting to the point where we may have full squads of girl wrestlers, and that's amazing.
That's cool.
I think that's awesome.
That's cool. The Black Diamonds have had a few through the years, I remember. They've had some fairly successful young lady wrestlers through the years.
They see McCauley trying to get the pin here. He's getting close to it. McCauley just inches away. See, Marco's fighting him off, though. See, the referee is right there. He's looking.
Boy, just can't quite get him. He'll get some near fall points out of it regardless, but
Marco's doing a great job of fighting the pin off, but McCauley's got all of the upper advantage.
He's a little high on him. McCauley in his position. He should be down a little lower on his body where he had a little more leverage, because if you get too high, then he'll work his way out.
Marcos did a great job here of fighting this off. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But McCauley wearing him down, though.
Just a tremendous effort by Marcos.
Got 37 seconds to try and survive, but it looks like McCauley is going to get the pin. Nice match there by McCauley. But then again, nice job by Mark. See, it was just one little mistake.
Yeah.
Marcos just made one little mistake, and McCauley made him pay for it, and he almost survived.
McCauley came out aggressive just from the get-go.
McCauley, a sophomore.
So,
Still a good job there by Marcos. Now here we're going to have, I think we're going to have, are we going to skip we may skip the exhibition to the end.
Yeah, we may. It looks like they're going to keep progressing through the weight classes here.
Yep, because we're going to have at 138 Alec Capehart and Alfredo
Adolfo,
pardon me.
Parga.
See, Capehart was almost a state qualifier.
Yeah, Capehart, a very good athlete for the Black Diamonds.
Yeah, it was a 4A4 all-district linebacker this past year for Coach Lowe in the Black Diamonds. So, again, all-around athlete. I'm not sure. I should have checked to see if any of these Grizzly wrestlers played football. But usually whenever you get to there's such a big classification difference between the Northside and Sallisaw. Sallisaw, it's almost necessity. You have to put, you're a 2 or 3 sport athlete. Northside, you don't necessarily have to be unless you want to. As we look at
Capehart on the offensive quickly here,
showing exactly why he was a almost state qualifier, made easy work there of Adolfo.
Yeah, good performance there by Alec Capehart.
Good job.
Diamond's taking a big lead here, 27-0 so far in the team points.
Capehart, a senior. You see Coach Hume again down there coaching the North Side
He never stops, yeah.
That's what we like to see. Now we're going to have Austin Mendoza, a senior, here at 145 against Howard Dotson, also a senior for the Grizzlies. A little contrast in styles here, too. You see Howard looks to be a little taller.
Showing some strength there.
Now we're starting to get up into the big guys.
Yeah, and you see that. You see a little less. I mean, these guys are very technical as well, but you see a little more just pure strength on this when it comes to the takedowns and a lot of that.
You saw just that, too, as we see another one. Now we're going to go out of bounds, but you saw the takedown by Howard Dotson and then the escape by Mendoza. And we're tied at 2, 28 seconds into it.
I'll tell you what, Howard Dotson showing some athleticism out there.
If he's not a football player, he might. he should be.
He might ought to think about it.
It may be too late now. He's a senior, but
he's a good athlete.
30 seconds into the first period here.
These guys both very aggressive, not eager, not willing to just kind of ride things out here. They're both trying to work and score some points.
I like it. We mentioned Coach Hume. That's kind of his style for Sallisaw. That's what they want. They don't like to ride around and hang out. They want to wrestle. And you can tell Northside is the same way too.
Yeah, these guys both very aggressive.
See him laying out here is.
Of course, the downside of that is at a certain extent there you get winded. And you gotta catch your breath too, So
pace yourself,
which is kind of what you're seeing here. These guys, the intensity slows down just a little bit, and they're trying to work some of their moves and look for something to gain an advantage here.
Mendoza trying to escape, but Dotson doing a great job of keeping the leverage.
He's keeping a hold of that leg there, so he can't work his way around him. Mendoza trying to hold on to that leg.
Just pure strength out of both of these young men. I'm telling you what.
Yeah, those guys are exerting a lot of effort when it looks like they're really not doing anything out there.
And the thing is, they'll both be back tomorrow, wrestle 3 or 4 or 5 more times.
Oh, yeah. They'll be back in the wrestling room.
See Mendoza with the escape. 2 points, ties it up at 4, and that's going to end the first period. Tied at 4.
We're going to see. So,
I believe Mendoza's going to,
Yeah, Dotson deferred. So, Mendoza going to go ahead and choose to take the down position. We'll see him try to get quickly to his feet. I tell you what, Mr. Dotson there, he's pretty quick himself.
Yeah, they both are. These are both good-looking kids. You see Dotson trying to get the leg, doesn't get it. He doesn't want to give up the point, so he's got those hands wrapped.
Yeah, and Dotson with some really long arms and legs. Got a long wingspan on him and some long legs, and it's hard to get away from him.
Mendoza trying everything he can. This is the 145-pound match. Sallisaw with a commanding lead at 27-0. But Northside, if you ask them, this is all about experience for their wrestlers, and that's why they're coming tomorrow to Paul Post.
Yeah,
get some.
Yeah, all these guys will get at least 3 or 4 matches through the course of the tournament, so it'll be a good experience for them.
Northside and the Arkansas schools just a little behind. You see Mendoza trying to get the pin, doing a great job.
We see him trying to crank that shoulder around.
But Dotson doing a great job. You said using his legs, stretching him out, trying to keep that shoulder up. But Mendoza has got 48 seconds to try and pin him, and it's going to be tough work for Mr. Dotson to try to fight that off. But he's doing a great job. He's got his hips turned, got the legs up. Probably needs to get those legs a little farther out. But then again, each to each his own.
Yeah,
he tries to, man, he does. He spins out of it.
Athletic move there.
But Mendoza still has him.
There you see. Wow, there
nice reversal.
You got a reversal. Yeah, you got 3 near fall points for Mendoza, and then a reversal scored for Dotson.
So 15 seconds. See these two guys both, I think, just kind of willing to. Well, I would say try to make it to the third, but Mendoza going for the pin. I think he's going to run out of time, though, and he will.
But he did score 2 near fall points.
So he's going to take a 11-6 lead. So just like that, the end of the second got very exciting, and Mendoza able to score some points. But Dotson he's very capable of getting some points of his own. But Mendoza will actually going to start at the neutral position.
In the neutral, yeah.
I think Coach Hume said, this Dotson guy, he's pretty strong.
Yeah, he's hard to get away from.
And he immediately gets 2 points for the takedown.
Scored 2 there, so 11-8.
Now Dotson 3 points behind. What can you do? Well, you want to get a pin, but Mendoza showing that he's going to be tough to make that happen.
Yeah, you just got to keep working. Try to find a way to score some points here.
Under a minute and a half to go now here in this period.
You see Mendoza there with keeping his arms in there, not letting the opponent try to get in and get those arms out away from his body.
Well,
guys, as we approach a minute left here in the match.
Mendoza gives it up, Dotson gives it up, but he tried to take Mendoza down and wasn't able to do so.
12-8 in favor of Mendoza. There was another 2 for Dotson, though, so 12-10 now. Another point awarded, so 12-11. This one 12-12 now. This one tied up here, knotted up.
He's going to give
quite a match.
Give him the point for the. I thought that they gave 2 points. So Dotson with the 14-12 lead,
Dotson
20 seconds.
Trying to hang on here.
What a move.
He's been working here in this third period.
That was kind of Mendoza in the second doing that, but now
you see Dotson trying to drag him back into the mat, so they went ahead and just blew the whistle, and they'll reset him here. This will be a fierce 10 seconds here because with a takedown, Mendoza could tie it up.
So Dotson trying to get prepared for that. Now the referee. I don't know what
he's
doing.
Consulting the scorebook here. I think he may have a discrepancy of what he thinks the score should be versus what's on the scoreboard there. So he's verifying.
I can honestly tell you, I've never seen a wrestling scorebook. Couldn't even tell you what it looks like, but I think I'm going to have to invest in one.
It's very similar to baseball or anything else. They keep an official scorebook there, and if there's any if there's any doubts, especially, you get on up into the state tournament, things like that, the coaches will basically contest, things. Because it's up to the scoring official to keep track as he signals the various scores, and it's easy to miss one or what have you. So you'll see some of this from time to time. It's almost like an instant replay.
See the referee consulting.
Going to tally everything up and make sure that before this here, because like we said, if as it stands, a takedown by Mendoza could tie this thing up in the final 10 seconds, which he's going to start from the down position, so he'll have to earn his escape point and then go for a takedown, which is going to be hard to do in 10 seconds, but it definitely can happen.
Oh, absolutely it can. They're just...
Actually, I think they're going to start from the neutral position.
Let's take a look and see. The referee about fell over there.
No, he's going to start from the down position, so he's going to have to try to get an escape or try to get a reversal very quickly, either way, to score some points here.
So 14-12 remains the score as Mendoza tries to get out of his feet, almost gets the escape. Cannot. Dotson fighting him off. 3 seconds. 2, and Dotson's going to win this thing.
He is.
14-12. What a match.
Boy, Mendoza almost got away there at the end, but good job by Howard Dotson, the senior for the Grizzlies. I think he's the lone senior on this team.
I think so too. So what a great job there by Howard to get the win. Maybe this can spark his team as we move to the 152. Got Trey Hudgens, a freshman for Sallisaw, against Carlos Hernandez, a sophomore for the Grizzlies.
So Hudgens, a tall, very tall, lanky wrestler. Those guys are they say they're like wrestling an octopus. They're just all arms and legs, and it's like they have 4 arms and legs. They're so long and lanky and lean.
Well, again, I guess you could look at it similar to like in boxing where you have the reach advantage, but at the same time, you have that, but the shorter, stockier guy might have, better underneath leverage.
Sure, because the taller guys have a little higher center of gravity.
Right.
So, it just depends on what you want to try to take advantage of.
See Hudgens and trying to roll Hernandez over.
Hudgens,
at 2 points.
Yeah, scored 2 near fall points there. Good job. Hudgens firmly in control here at this point.
Hernandez able to avoid the pinfall, but Hudgens doing a great job of working him over here.
Yeah, Hudgens got him locked up, firmly in control here. Trying to just gain an advantage anywhere that he can. Working.
Wrestling, like chess, you're almost one move ahead. You're trying to think 1, 2, 3 moves ahead. If I do this, can I do that?
But you got to do that without exposing yourself as well, which is the tricky part sometimes. These guys working. Hudgens trying to get that shoulder turned and get him over on his back, but not going to happen here so far.
Hernandez fighting him off, and here we go. Now Hudgens, he gets
just
the pin.
Like that. Good job.
Nice job there by Hudgens, and I think that's one of those times when his height and they really came into an advantage.
Because when he gets to that point, he's able to put a little more downward pressure on him there, and it's harder for him to get off his back.
So Sallisaw adds to their lead.
Yeah, good match there by Trey Huggins. Good-looking freshman for the Black Diamonds. So we're going to get a couple of forfeits, mutual forfeits here at the 160 and 170 weight class.
Double forfeit, so no points awarded for either team. So we go right to 182.
Logan
Bockover and Devin Potter, a couple of sophomores here. As Potter looking to shoot already, and it's blocked by Bockover.
Yeah, I like when you get up in these higher weight classes. That's a little more my style. I like these guys just the brute strength.
That's exactly what we have going on here. Is nice move, no points for either team. Now we're going to get 2.
Yeah, going to score 2 there for the Northside wrestler, Mr. Potter.
But, I was going to say, Bockover was trying to get some points for an escape, but Potter having no part of it.
No, Potter put him back down on the mat very quickly.
So one thing about wrestling, you could be up by multiple points and get pinned just like that, and it's over with. That's the ultimate goal, obviously, is to get a pin, but then
yeah, especially in a dual format like this where you're going for your team points. In tournament style, of course, everybody wants to win by a pin, but
right,
you'll take a 1-point victory just the same.
Yeah, but as we have a pin.
Yeah, that was a good
just
job
like
there.
that by Potter.
Devin
Just kind
Potter
of caught me off guard. And I think it kind of caught Buckover off guard too. But what a match! Again, it's just like that, folks. Don't look away.
Yeah, good-looking sophomore wrestler there for the Grizzlies.
You can see that too. You can see in Northside that the program's been around a while. These kids are starting younger. As we mentioned, Sallisaw, 2nd, 3rd grade, they're wrestling. I mean, they literally are wrestling at that age. Even at some of the elementary schools, some of the community schools have wrestling programs now. And you're seeing that more, and not only with just Northside, but with schools in Arkansas. So they're behind the Oklahoma schools as far as wrestling, as far as experience. But we're getting to that point where the kids that are, seniors now or freshmen now in Arkansas have been wrestling since they were younger.
Yeah, they're closing that gap. There you see Ismail C. That's all we have.
Ismail and Jordan is all we got here for these two. See, they give us a dual weigh-in sheet, and first off, it's hard to read anyway because, but then they have the sometimes they just give us an initial. So Jordan J and Ismail C is what we have.
Ismail pretty aggressive early on here, up 2-0.
He's definitely got the advantage. This is the 195 match. Now, in weight, when you weigh in, what is it, 2 pounds you have either way, I think is the, as we see Jordan at 196.5. Yep. And then Ishmael actually 178. We got 2 points for Jordan.
Now, I don't know here as far as the duel because, these guys haven't been here all day, but like tournaments, you get here at 6 o'clock in the morning and weigh in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to go eat your large pizza or something while you're waiting for your first match. You got several hours there, and you can bulk back up a little bit, and put a few more pounds on.
As we got Jordan going for the pin on Ishmael. He's got about almost about an 18-pound weight advantage, and it's starting to show here. I think that's why Ishmael came out kind of aggressive, trying to catch Jordan off guard. But Jordan's kind of taking that advantage back up 4-2 as we're about 15 seconds left here in this first period. Again, you see Jordan trying to get his hands around and throwing down, but again, at this weight, that's not so easy. I say that, and he gets it to go.
Tried to go for a takedown there, but you only get the points for a takedown. You only get the points for a takedown when you're both in a neutral position. If you already have the advantage over him, and then you take him down, then you don't score those points. It's when you're both in a neutral position there.
So we'll head to the second. Jordan will be in the downward position. Ishmael will be right beside him. Again, the point of this is you want to take the down position so you can try to get the escape points. But Ishmael doing a great job of working Jordan to the ground.
He's got him wrapped up.
Jordan still trying to break the grasp. But Ishmael doing a great job of not allowing that.
No, you can tell, boy, these guys are both just really strong, physical wrestlers. You almost had him off balance there, did Ismail, but Jordan got back to his center there.
You can see Ishmael doing a great job of – it's the little things in wrestling. We mentioned going one move ahead, but it's the thing, getting your elbow in a spot or, using your head even.
Yep.
And you can see Ishmael doing a great job of that. Things you learn from experience as kind of break the grasp and get the 1 point.
Yeah, that was a reversal as well.
Makes it 5-2 here. Under a minute to go in the second. Now Jordan on top.
He's going to try to make something happen here, but both of these guys pretty good at playing defense.
And we'll have one more match at heavyweight. think they call it 285 now,
Yeah.
not necessarily heavyweight, but 285, and then we'll have the exhibition, I believe, at the end of the duel. Again, Jordan doing a great. See, there's the elbow work into the back of the head.
Yeah, that it's kind of like a jab in boxing.
Right.
You know, after a while, that wears on you.
See, that would annoy me. So that's why I probably wasn't a wrestler. You see, Jordan trying to get the pin here is going to run out of time. Nice second round there, because I'm not patient, and somebody doing that would irritate me.
Yeah.
And these wrestlers, well, that doesn't irritate. I'm sure it irritates them, but they know how to keep their composure. So one more round here. 9-2 is the score. Jordan on top.
These guys exhausted here. They've been fighting hard.
Yeah, you get these bigger guys, they're not necessarily built for the long, just like a heavyweight. Heavyweight boxers, they're not made to go 12 rounds.
No.
You know, they want to get this thing over with.
They want to get in there and slug it out and get it over with.
Yeah, you know, the lighter weight, middleweight guys, they want to win on points. They want to go 12, 15 rounds. But these big guys, man, they want to get this thing over with.
Yeah, they want to get in there and get a pin and call it a day.
Jordan doing a great job. Both these young men doing a great job. Still 9-2. Jordan on top for Sallisaw. The Black Diamonds in control.
He's a little high there up on his head and shoulders. You see him kind of working to reposition himself, get a little bit more kind of behind the hips to where he's in better control.
Gets 2 points there, so it's 11-2. Coach Hume shouting directions. No microphone needed for old Coach Hume.
No.
I don't know why he had that microphone on. I'm going to ask him when I see him.
See, he's trying to do anything to break him down off of his base there and get him turned.
Did an interview on the radio with Coach Hume a few days ago. Neither one of us needed a microphone. We could have talked for an hour. We both love to talk, and both loud talkers too. So.
He's got a lot of stories to tell.
Oh, that he does. He's been here at Sallisaw for 20 years, I believe, almost. So,
yeah,
like you said, he's coached a lot of state champions.
And he's a state champion wrestler himself out of Stillwell.
Out of Stillwell, that's right.
Out of Stillwell High School.
As it looks like we're going to have a full Nelson here.
Yep. So they're going to break it, and they're going to award a point to Ismail.
And so it'll be 14 seconds away. Unless Jordan can get pinned, looks like he's going to hold on for this victory. We'll add to the Sallisaw total. It's been a good night here.
It has been. We've seen some good action.
10 seconds, and Coach Hume still wants to pin.
Yeah.
He wants to pin.
Yep.
Love it. And that's going to end it. So Jordan will get the decision. But that is
that'll be a major decision.
Major decision. Yeah, it's 8-14 is the.
So 14 points awarded for that.
So 37-10 is it. And then we have one more match here. This will be the 285 match.
I got the big guys here. Vincent Galvin
and Gerardo D. So here we go.
Galvin.
Definite weight advantage for Vincent. He weighed in at 238. Gerardo just at 207. So you're talking almost over 30 pounds, and that's a lot at this level. See, already 2 points for Vincent.
Vincent working already, trying to get him maneuvered around here, trying to go for that pin. Boy, he put him down hard on his shoulder.
Yeah, these guys here, when they go to the mat, it's not only are they big guys, but it's the weight of the guy on them too. So it's hard whenever they go. And both of these guys for this class way undersized. You know, you get up at the state tournament, you get guys that are close to 300 pounds.
Yeah, you get some 285 plus pounders.
That's whenever everyone wants, because that's when it sounds like WWE. Because they're slamming that mat just as hard as they can. It's real intense, and those guys are scary.
Yeah, most of those will be 1-0, 2-0, something like that, or they'll end in a pin.
So Gerardo gets the 1 point, so we're 2-1 a minute into the first period here, but you see Vincent does a great job putting him in the headlock, throwing him down, getting 2 points, and maybe getting the pin here. It's close, and he gets it. Nice job there by Vincent Galvan to get the pin and seal the deal with Black Diamonds.
Use that weight advantage there definitely to help out with that pin. So
30 pounds, that's a lot of weight, folks.
43-10 in favor of the Black Diamonds here on team points.
All right, here comes our exhibition match that we're going to have.
This will be interesting.
Caleb Whitmire against, all we have is her first name, Janessa. We saw her wrestle earlier while they were out there, and she did a great job. Again, girls in wrestling is nothing new over here. If you're watching for the first time, this is not new at all. We see it a lot. Is it rare? Well, not as much as it used to be at all. As a matter of fact, Coach Hume, a big proponent of it, he wants girls wrestling and maybe their own team. That's kind of what they're going for. They want the boys and the girls, almost like basketball. You come to the gym, you get a girls match, and you get a boys match, and I think that's just outstanding.
Yeah, we saw her out here earlier, and she's a physical, aggressive wrestler. I mean, she was high octane when she was out here earlier.
And she's doing a great job here against Whitmire, who also we saw in the first dual match, one hit, one in. He's really good, so she's holding her own out here. See Whitmire trying to gain an advantage. But Janessa did a great job of finding out. There's 2 points.
He's going to try to get that. She got that leg free. He was going to try to get that leg hooked and use her leg to help flip her over, but she worked her leg free.
Whitmire.
You see him trying to grab an ankle, just trying to do anything that you can there to get a little leverage.
Going to go out of bounds.
So he'll reset him in the middle of the mat. Janessa will take the down position here.
Sallisaw is going to win the duel. 43-10 will be the final, but again, that's not what this is about here tonight. This is about getting experience, getting these wrestlers prepared for Paul Post tomorrow. That's a big tournament. It is the longest running wrestling tournament. We lost it for a few years, but it's back, and it's better than it's ever been. And and then in a few weeks we're going to have an elementary tournament here at Paul Post that's going to have over 40 schools. I think that's the second weekend in February. And again, that just shows you wrestling, especially at the younger ages, is still it's maybe as popular as it's ever been. I say that because you look at the sports like football, the numbers are dropping off. Let's be honest, parents don't want their kids playing football at a young age. With all the injuries, well, they can get them out here and get them wrestling, and maybe as they get older, it'll lead them into football. We talked about how most football coaches, especially on the defensive and offensive line, they want their kids wrestling to get that experience for that footwork. 1 point for Janessa there.
And wrestling, if that's the only sport you want to do, you can do it just about year round.
Yes.
If you want to travel, you can go do the freestyle tournaments, various, all over, and you can do it just about year round.
So that's.
And also wrestling, one of those things, it's an individual sport. So, it gives these kids a chance to earn some individual honors, because, it's not your team winning that state championship trophy. You're up there by yourself on the top pedestal getting that gold medal at the state championship.
Yeah, we have, of course, there's dual state, which is the team portion.
Yes.
And then you have just states for individual weight classes and classes. But
you have to go through the district tournament and qualify for the regional tournament, and then you have to qualify high enough in the regional tournament to make your way to the state tournament. And we were talking about this earlier, but if you're even a casual wrestling fan, and if you've never been to that state tournament in OKC at the Big House, they call it there in OKC at the state fairgrounds, it is absolutely impressive.
It's because they have all the mats going.
Yeah, they have eight mats out there, and it's nonstop
it's fun.
action.
I have been a couple of times before. I haven't been in a while, but whenever I was in high school, all my buddies wrestled, and we used to travel. And a couple of my friends were state champions multiple times over. So we were always up there cheering them on, and it was so much fun. You're right. And then it's funny, these wrestling guys, they go to so many tournaments together, and especially the guys that do it year round, they become friends. Mm-hmm. And you see, two guys wrestle each other for a state championship that are almost best friends. it's both, I guess both good and bad, but it's one of those sports where, I mean, you're out here, face to face with a guy for 30 rounds, and you get to know him pretty good. You see Janessa doing a great job, only down 4-3 here,
well.
but Whitmire with a chance to pin here. He's got a great position.
Got 10 seconds here if she can.
There it is.
Couldn't quite hold him off.
Almost survived, but Whitmire gets the pin.
She wrestled a good match.
Yes, she did. So 43-10 is going to be the final. See if we have any more. It looks like we're going to have another exhibition here.
Yeah, I'm not.
Unfortunately, when it comes to these matches, folks, it's, hey, do you want to wrestle? Do you want to? Okay, let's go. So we don't have any names of these two. I think that may be Hutchins again.
I think you're right.
For Sallisaw, as far as for Northside, well, unfortunately, we do not have a name, but I believe that is Trey Hutchins for Sallisaw because he's got he's pretty stocky.
He's got some long
guy,
he's got some long legs,
and that's where we kind of know. But again, this is an exhibition, will not count towards the duel, and that's another thing that happens that after the actual duel's over, if somebody else wants to wrestle and somebody else from the other team didn't get to, you'll see these guys and gals wrestle 3 times, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Again, the two different, and they could be different weight classes. Again, as you can look that Hutchins, he actually wrestles at 152, but the young man he's wrestling, I don't know if that would be his weight division or not.
Scoreless to this point, though, a minute in. Guys still kind of just feeling each other out here. Which Hutchins had, he made pretty short work of his opponent earlier, so he's still got a little gas left in the tank, I think.
Another young wrestler for Coach Darrell Hume here at Sallisaw, just a freshman.
Yeah,
the future is bright for the Black Knight, and it is for Northside, too. Northside, again, we're starting to see, we mentioned earlier, we're starting to see these 9th and 10th graders, kids that have been wrestling for their entire lives. You're finally, wrestling's been around in Arkansas now long enough for that to happen. You see Hutchins trying to get the pin here. He's doing a great job here.
Yeah, he's trying to get worked around to the side there to where he can use his weight to push that shoulder on over. There, he finally got him. Now he's just bearing down, trying to take that other arm and stretch it out as much as he can.
Out of time here.
You see he's got his
about 5 seconds.
Yeah, you see he's got his arm and he's stretching it out to help, because wherever that hand goes, that shoulder's going to follow it. And so he's trying to stretch him out.
Northside wrestler.
Nifty little backflip there to his feet. I like that. Or I wouldn't necessarily a backflip. I don't really.
Whatever it was, I couldn't do it. So I wouldn't even attempt it. I might attempt it, but I'd pay for it for about 2 weeks. As we go again.
Yeah, Hutchins. He almost had him there at the end of that first period, but he ran out of time. The Northside wrestler, good job fighting him off. Again,
just a freshman is Hutchins, and Coach Hume's thinking is, he's a freshman, and you can tell by the looks of the kid, he's got the makings of a great wrestler, and more experience, just like in any sport, is going to help him. But again, if I may be anxious to see if they don't maybe move him up in maybe a weight. And that's one thing about, you see he's going to try to get the pin here. About wrestling, there it is. There could be, let's say you see a team in your class that's got a dominant wrestler at your weight. You can move up a weight or move down a weight.
You can move up. You can't go down. Maybe, but you can. Yeah, that's when they'll get in there and kind of shuffle them around a little bit. Like we're talking about that chess match aspect of it.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. We are done from here in Paul Post Fieldhouse. What a great night of wrestling matches between Sallisaw and Northside. And these guys are going to start getting the gymnasium ready for the Paul Post tournament. You see Paul Post Fieldhouse named after Paul Post, one of the great wrestlers from around here. So that's going to wrap it up for us. For Clint Smith, I'm Justin Pettit. We'll see you next time, folks. You've been watching Regional Wrestling from Paul Post Fieldhouse.